We are just running up the coast right now to Cannon Beach to go meet with my really good friends Jason and Liz Menke. They own Sea Level Bakery, and they just bought a beautiful new house, and we are going to be building a couple custom projects for them. Jason and Liz were really my first real clients. They lived in Lincoln City, and I was longtime friends with them and ate many meals at their house. And one night they had told me they were looking for a cafe and found one in Cannon Beach, and they wanted to buy it and move up there, but they needed some custom work done. And at the time, I just had some tools and some stuff to make it happen. And we ended up building them a pastry case, display case, and some shelving and a few other things. And at the end of the project, Jason was like, hey, you should think about doing this for a living. And sure enough, almost 7 years later, it's what we are doing. So I'm really stoked to be able to build these guys a project for their house. We're going to be doing a floating double sink vanity in white oak and a couple of nightstands. So we're going to get up there, take some measurements, go meet these guys, and see what happens. So basically what Jason and Liz have going in here is a full walk-in shower with a tub. And what we're going to be building right here is a white oak floating vanity that sits about 11 inches off the floor. They have two concrete vessel sinks that are going to be mounted on the left and right side right here. And they have this awesome plumbing that's going to be mounted into the wall, draining into both of the vessel sinks. So we're going to be building that white oak vanity mounted to the wall with 6 drawers. And that's how it's going to lay out.
All right.
So did he tell you this is going to be your office?
Yeah. But it's just so nice to have the space to have.
Yeah.
Lucy, the TV's going in our room. In our closet.
That'd be cool to continue the tiles and make your guys' bathroom up that wall.
Yeah. That's a much bigger. Oh boy, here we go. Yeah. That would be, yes, that would be. We had thought of we were planning to do bamboo, and it's one that didn't get too tall, and with some Japanese forest grass or something like that.
Japanese forest grass.
Yeah. So literally, it's just one of those, sometimes it's.
Yeah, so we're back at the shop after meeting with the Menke family, and this is our pile of white oak that we're going to be turning into the floating vanity. Right now it's just completely rough, all 4 sides are rough, and we're going to need to plane it down to an inch of thickness. Right now it's about 1.25 inches. So we're going to mark everything out, send it through the planer, and get it ready to start assembling for glue up. So we got all of our boards processed down to 1.125 inches. We cut them all to the right sizes and we joined all the edges, and now it's just a matter of matching up the grain patterns of what looks best before we put everything in the clamps. Our final depth for this vanity is 22 inches, but we're going to glue the boards up oversized. That way we can put the beveled edge on the front face and have enough room to work with so that when we clamp all the edges and we mess up the edges while we're clamping them and putting them in tension, we can clean cut those, miter that front face, and then cut the edges at that 45-degree waterfall cut. So all the edges are just continuously rolling off of the top surface of the counter. So we just got all of our panels out of the clamps. Everything looks like it came out really good. We're gonna just get our first rough sanding on everything. That way we can see what's going on. Send it through the drum sander and we'll be able to cut all of our panels to size to get this thing ready for glue up. So the way that the whole cabinet's going to go together is these 45-degree miters on all the sides. And that way, when we join the cabinets, it'll come to a point instead of being able to see the end grain off the side. And so we're going to miter these 45s, both on either side as well as the verticals in between them. And then we'll get these things joined up. What's going to be nice is the grain will just flow off the side into the other pieces. So we'll again use the track saw, rip this miter cut all the way through, do it on all the pieces, and get the whole thing glued together. All right, so we have all of our pieces cut and mitered down to that 45-degree edge. So now we have to join all the pieces, which is definitely the trickiest part of the whole deal. Yeah, so we just pulled the Vanity out of the clamps and the glue up came out really, really well. Everything is super square. Just hit it with a quick rough sanding. The way that the Vanity is going to be mounted to the wall is with a method called a French cleat. French cleats are often used in cabinetry. What it allows you to do is have a piece of wood that has a downward angle that matches another piece of wood with an upward angle that you mount against the wall. And the two angles will interlock, so you can set up and level the one piece of wood on the wall exactly where you want it to sit. Put the other piece of wood hard mounted on the interior of the cabinet, and then you can set that thing on the French cleat and make sure you're nice and level. It also holds a massive amount of weight. So what we'll do is we'll process another piece of white oak that'll fit between the inside walls of the Vanity. We'll cut an angle through it, we'll mount it into here, we'll leave the other one loose so that we can mount it to the wall when we're ready to install it. We just cut our panels to size and just getting them roughed up into place to make sure that they're going to fit the way that we want them to. We're setting them 1 inch in from the interior of the bevel out on this front edge. So it's going to allow us to have a 3/4 inch drawer face that sits just inside. So these two verticals will be mostly hidden by drawer faces. We'll have a 19-inch drawer right here in the middle. That'll go pretty much the full depth of the cabinet, but because we're hiding the plumbing like I was talking about, in these we're just going to have two pretty short drawers on these left and right sides. Like we said, the drawer faces are going to mostly cover this material, but it's going to be nice because there will be a slim kind of sliver in between the drawer faces, and all you'll see is just true white oak vertical grain. So the whole thing we'll just get ready to glue up now that we know it fits really well. We'll start building the drawers. We'll get the drawer faces on, and then this thing is pretty much ready for finished sanding and out the door. Got all of our drawers installed and fit. Everything fits up perfect. These soft shut drawer closes make a world of difference. It just catches it that last 2 inches and then sucks the drawer in the rest of the way. And it really allows for this really luxurious finish and the luxurious feel of all the drawers closing. So we just processed down a large piece of white oak into what's going to become the drawer faces. So we just planed this down to 3/4 inch thick. And what's really exciting is kind of what's going to be the icing on the cake here is we're going to cut this individual piece into the drawer faces so that the grain stays in line across the whole rest of the vanity. So there'll be a line of doors right here and drawer faces right here. So it'll fit one on top of the other. So we're gonna go rip these down to size, get them cut up, fit them to the drawer bodies, and then the vanity build is pretty much done. So I think we're gonna round it out today. So that pretty much rounds out the construction of the floating vanity. It's been a super fun project. All we have left is just the finished sanding of everything. Got to take the drawers out, got to put the finish coats on it, and then it's ready for delivery and installation. If you guys have watched this video and you like the content and you want to keep following us, please hit that like and subscribe button. It's going to help us continue to create projects for you and keep documenting them. We're really excited to be sharing this with you. We hope you stay tuned and come back for part 2 where we get this thing finished and bring it up to its new home. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys stay tuned. One second. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys come back. What did I say the first time? Whatever. That's it. White Oak Vanity. It's done. We'll see you guys on the next one.